started. As usual, we had a look when we started at the economic calendar, today being Wednesday the 15th of September, and we can see that the UK jobless claim change report is due out at 9:30. These are GMT times, that's 8:30 GMT time. So it's 9:30 UK time. So in about 15 minutes, the report is going to be released. But we're also aware that another report is coming out at 10 o'clock, the Eurozone Consumer Price Index, which is of medium importance. But the Consumer Price Index is also an important report. So we have to be aware that those two reports are due out shortly. So we'll have a look at our chart and see what opportunities we have to day trade. We'll start with the pound dollar. And as we can see, or we saw earlier this morning, let's get rid of that. So this morning we could see that the pound dollar was trending sideways along the pivot point. So we decided to avoid using that prior to this report's coming out. But now that it's just a short while before the reports come out, we can now use this high point of the market, because that was the most recent high of the market at 15,588. So that was the most recent high. And the most recent low is at that point, 15,449. So instead of now using the first support or the first resistance to trade, we can now move our orders to just below the most recent low of the market to sell, or just above the most recent high of the market to buy. So we'll be buying about 2 points above that level at 15,590. So we'll be buying 2 points above that, 15,590. And we'll be selling 2 points below the low there at 15,447. So those will be our two pending orders for now on the pound dollar. So the market keeps going sideways after the release of the report at 9:30. We'll keep out of the market. If the market starts to go up and it takes off, then we'll buy once it breaks that high at 15,590. Or if it falls, as soon as the report comes out, we'll sell if it breaks that low point at 15,447. So that's for the pound dollar. We'll look at the euro US dollar. And now for the euro US dollar, we saw that the market again yesterday made a high of 13,034. And then it's been going sideways since then, just above the pivot point. Again, we'll move our pending buy order from the Fibonacci retracement. So we will now move our pending order from the Fibonacci retracement to just above the recent high here. And we'll be buying now 2 points above the most recent high point, which would be 13,036. And we will leave our pending sell order just below the pivot point at 12,949, just 2 points below the pivot point. So those would be our two pending orders for the euro US dollar. So I'll just recap again. The reports are due out in 10 minutes, 9:30, the unemployment figures for Britain, and we know that would affect the market. And we can see the market's been trending sideways as it usually does prior to reports of high importance coming out. We've established the high point of the sideways trend and the low point of the sideways trend. So if the report comes out, if it keeps going sideways between these two lines, we'll keep out of the market. If it starts to trend up, we'll buy if it breaks the high at 13,036. Or we'll sell if it breaks the pivot point at 12,949. That's for the euro US dollar. And then for the pound dollar, again, it's been trending sideways. Again, you note this pattern. It's a usual occurrence. The market going sideways prior to reports of high importance coming out. So that's why you have to be extremely careful how you trade before these reports come out. So now again, we'll buy just above the high there at 15,590 and just below the most recent low point of the sideways trend at 15,447. And then in between, we'll keep out till the report comes out. So we'll see what happens when the report comes out at 9:30. Okay, it's 9:30 now, and we see that the report will be released at 9:30. We'll just see how the markets react to the report. That's the pound dollar. We can see it looks like it's beginning to fall, but we'll see what happens because we've got our orders clear of the market. We give them time to make up their minds as to what they're going to do and hopefully stay clear of the indecision in the market. Look at Euro-US dollar. So that too, there hasn't been much of a reaction. That too is still going sideways. But remember, there's another report due out at 10 o'clock. So again, we might not have much of a reaction till that one comes out at 10. But again, we've placed our orders in relatively safe places outside the sideways trend, and we'll see what happens. We'll let the market play around and see what happens. Okay, so we'll give that another couple of minutes and see what happens. Okay, so the second report has not come out. That's the Eurozone Consumer Price Index. So that report is now out. I'll just refresh this page. We'll see if we can get some figures there. Not that it matters to us as a day trader. So as day traders, we're not too concerned. But you can see here, that's the report for the unemployment figures for Britain, 2.3K. They haven't yet published the one for the Consumer Price Index for the Eurozone, but that's the one that's just been released now at 10 o'clock. And again, we can see the market, there hasn't been much response to the report. But again, you can see our pending orders are well clear of the market. So if there's indecision for the rest of the day, then it will keep out of the market, because it could jolly well just keep trending sideways all day if people don't make up their minds. So if there's a lot of indecision in the market, it could just carry on going sideways. But we've got our orders in reasonable and safe places. That's for the pound dollar. And for the Euro-US dollar, again, we've got our orders in reasonable places to keep out of trouble. So once the market makes up its mind to go up or down, we are ready for it.